this video, we're going to be talking about where every dollar of my paycheck goes. Let me know in the comments if any of these amounts surprise you or if you end up spending more or less. When I get paid once a month from my paycheck, the first place that my money goes is taxes. So that includes state taxes, federal, Social Security, and Medicare. In my case, this is 27% of my gross salary. To understand the gravity of that, let's assume that I make $10,000 a month. So 27% is $2,700, which is a good amount of money to not be yours after you've earned it. But that is how it is in America, and everyone that makes W-2 wages just has to deal with that fact. The other thing that gets deducted from my paycheck is healthcare costs. So that includes medical, dental, and then disability insurance. For me, that works out to be 1.5%. So using the 10,000 salary example, that works out to be around $150 a month, which isn't really that bad in comparison to when I had to pay for my own medical expenses from the government, and that worked out to be around almost $500 every month. So there is some benefit to being employed as a W-2 person in terms of benefits. And the last deduction that I don't see materialized in my take-home pay is work-related expenses, and for me that is parking. Unfortunately, I have to pay for parking for work, but it is what it is. That works out to be 0.5% of my gross pay, so around $50 a month. Once all of those deductions that I just talked about get taken out, everything else I actually see in my bank account. This is the money that I end up using for day-to-day expenses and invest and save. So let's see what those are. Like most people, the first thing that I prioritize is housing. So for me, that includes maintenance, utilities, taxes, and that works out to be 3% of my salary, so around $300 a month. Of course, having a 3% housing cost is exceptionally low for most people in most parts of America and the world, essentially. But that is because I do not have a mortgage and I live in a very low cost of living state. So everything associated with my house is low to begin with. So that helps in keeping the cost down. When I purchased my home years ago, it was also affordable then, and even now with inflation and the like, the prices haven't gone up that much in terms of what I have to spend to maintain it, so that helps a lot as well. My next expense is my car, and at this point in my life, the only thing that I have to pay for related to my car is the maintenance cost and the gas. For me, this works out to be 1%, so about $100 a month, and that is low once again because my car is old. I paid it off years ago, but I'm still driving it because I love not having a car payment anymore, and the insurance is low on it because of the fact that it is so old. Gas, it's been going up every month, but the costs still remain manageable because I do get a discount on my gas because I use Shell stations, and I usually get extra 10%, not 10%, actually an extra 10 cents off per gallon, which honestly helps a lot in these current times. So that helps to keep my gas prices manageable as well. The next category where my money goes, I like to call personal, and that is an expensive categories that covers a few things. So those are my cell phone subscription, groceries, shopping, and entertainment, and the like. For me, that works out to be 9% of my salary, so $900 a month, which is higher than the previous amounts that I've mentioned. But that is because, one, it's a large category, and two, if you don't already know, I don't have any debt at all, so I don't have large payments for things. So I concentrate my extra money on things that I like and that help me to be happy and maintain the lifestyle that I currently have. If you'd like to know more about my debt-free journey, then I'll link the videos in the cards above. The final place that my salary goes to is savings, and this includes my 401k/403b, and I've included it here even though essentially it is pre-tax because I wanted to keep all my savings cash categories together so that I could see how much I was saving at overall, because I find that sometimes when I look at my saving rate after taxes, I feel as though I'm not saving enough money, but then when I think of it as a whole, as in the entire amount of money that I'm able to save from my salary, then I feel better about it. So that's why it's grouped here as a percentage of my gross salary. Another thing that's included here is my Roth IRA savings, my investments, and then other savings that I keep in cash for purchases that I plan to make in the near future. So for me, that includes travel as of the moment, and sometimes I save extra money for large purchases that I might be considering. So every month I save 58% of my gross salary, so that works out to be approximately $5,800, which is a huge amount in my opinion to be able to save. And as I've explained or alluded to, that is because I no longer have debt, so I don't have to put a large amount of money towards that. Additionally, my cost of living is very low because of prior circumstances, life choices, privileges, etc., whatever you want to call it, that have led me to have this low cost of living. So definitely keep that in mind if you're trying to compare it to your own situation, because I know it's not typical for most people, but it is what it is. And because of those factors, I'm able to save a good chunk of my money. And that is the breakdown of where 100% of my salary goes every month. Hopefully that was helpful for you in some way. To see what I spend every month, check out my budget playlist, and I'll see you in the next video.